Hello, happy Monday. Welcome to another video with Created by Cassie. I'm Cassie, and I'm so thankful that you are choosing to spend your time with me today. I apologize for being late. I'm never late, but for whatever reason, Facebook didn't want to link. I don't know what the problem was, but I think I got it fixed. So I can see you guys. I can see myself actually on my phone right here. So I think I'm good. I'm hoping that YouTube is also linked. But it was giving me an error with Facebook, so I'm not sure, because I always have it linked already, so I'm not sure what happened. But, all right, well, welcome. Today is going to be really fun. We're going to do some different things that I don't normally do with creating stuff. So you can see my dog doubling over there. So if this is your first time watching me, put this emoji down in the comments, please, so I can say hello, welcome you to my channel. Normally I am on time, and normally I don't have problems with Facebook, so it's abnormality here. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna put this back over here. All right, so if you haven't already, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel. If you are watching this live, be sure to leave a comment. And if you are watching the replay, be sure to put #replay so that I know that you're watching the replay. Also, if you enjoy this video, make sure to like, put the thumbs up, and that really helps my channel out. Helps me to grow, and I definitely want to grow my channel here. Also, if you like this video, I have playlists on my in the description. In the it's labeled playlists in the way that I have it set up in there. So if you just go to playlists, the playlist section, there's a link there, and you can go there, and I have tons and tons of playlists, different videos that I've done. I have it like little critters, that all the videos that I've done, like with little critters, flowers, that kind of thing. So definitely check that out. Also, I would love to send you a card in the mail. If you want to, down in the description in the newsletter and cards section, you can sign up. You can either do, if you want to do the birthday sign up, I have a birthday sign up, and I will send you a birthday card. And I also have it signed up where you can sign up just for the newsletter. So definitely check that out. All right, so for today, my ordering special is going to be from today, the 28th, to May 4th. And if you spend $45 in my online store, pre-tax and shipping, you will get the projects tonight for free from me. If you spend over $50, I will send you a little gift for free from me. All right, if you are on Facebook, let me know. I just want to make sure that it says I'm live, so I'm thinking I'm live. So if you are on, if you could just let me know. Let me see, just making sure here. I don't know why Facebook has to be so challenging. Here we go. Yeah, it says I'm live. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So tonight, the bundle, which is actually a suite that I am really, really excited about. So it is the Cheers and Sips bundle, and it's called the Celebratory Sips Suite. And it is so cute. It's so fun to play with. I think you guys are really going to like it. It will be available in my online store May 6th. So if you are interested in that, check it out May 6th. But here we go. Let me go ahead and show you the bundle here. All right, so this is the bundle. It is called Cheers and Sips. Look how cute it is. Got this is a tall glass here. You've got the little wine glass. We've got cheers, and then you can do cheers, and then you have to you, or cheers to us. Cheers, it's your day, or cheers, let's celebrate. How cute is that? You've got these ice cubes. You have got, hey, Debbie, you can see me, right? And you can hear me? I was having trouble with Facebook for some reason. So we've also got a strawberry here. You can do this a lemon, a lime, or an orange. This is like a little raspberry or blackberry. You've got an olive, this cute little umbrella, a little cherry here. There's also a little pick right here that you can put the olives on, or you can use this pick to put the umbrella on as well. And then we've got some different leaves here to kind of embellish. Okay, thanks, Debbie. I don't know why Facebook was giving me a problem tonight. All right, so this is a photopolymer stamp set. And these are all the stamps. These are, I've got a glare going on here. You can tell which ones were my favorite so far. But these are the dies that come with it. So you do get this really cool texture die that comes with it to texturize the larger of the glasses. And then each of these will cut out the different things that you stamp. So it is such a cute little bundle. I'm really having a whole lot of fun playing around with it. All right, so along with this bundle, we have, well, the sweet part of it, we have some DSP, and this DSP is so pretty. Look at this. You can fussy cut all these out and make some really fun cards. I really love the lemonade, the pink lemonade up here. I think it's so cute. And the back side of that are these pretty polka dots. Oh, you haven't used it yet, Debbie. Oh, you're gonna love the cards that I make tonight. They are so cute. This is probably my favorite piece of a DSP out of this set. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's right up my alley with the colors. And this is the B side. It's just some lines on, I believe that is olive, old olive. These are really cool because you can take the dies that you have. So we've got the longer, the bigger of the cups. It will fit on here, and if you just push it up, let me see if I can get this a little bit closer. If you push it up just a little bit, you get part of that top that like you would with a regular, like a normal glass. So you can put it up a little bit high. It cuts out the nice, cute, like pretty color going on there, and then you still, nope, go lay down. That is my dog Dublin saying hello. All right, so you can do that with this glass. You can also do it with the little wine glass. There are some down here that are a little bit shorter. So you can also do that down there. And you just die cut those out. I thought that was so clever. Loved that. All right, let me make sure I got all my papers going here. All right, so we have this page here, which is really cool. And then the back side of that are these little starbursts, which I think are really pretty. And then this one's really pretty as well. And you can cut some of these out with the dies. Like this one here, you can, it fits right across it, so you can cut that out, as well as you can cut out with the little wine glass there. So really fun. And I think the, nope, the umbrella doesn't fit here. I think it fits somewhere else though. So this is a really fun page. You can make a whole lot of things with this, and fussy cut anything out that you can't get with the dies. This is beautiful as well. This is Blackberry Bliss, and I think that is Berry Burst. So this is a really pretty page. This one's really fun as well. We've got all of the things that you would put into your cocktails. Hi, Aaron. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, Dublin says hi, for sure. He's now laying on my feet, so hopefully he'll stay quiet. But these are all the different things that you would put in a cocktail. We have the lemons, we have cherries, the little blackberries. These are like the orange rinds that they cut in like spirals. So, and yeah, they are, Debbie, they're spaced out enough. You can really get a lot of fussy cutting going in. And also with these other ones, with the dies, it allows you, oh, I got a page that I was playing with. The back of this one is, this is one of our new colors, in colors. This is Secret Sea. It is very dark, but it does have this really pretty pattern going on. Kind of like a bunch of circles or dots. Really, really fun. And this one's really pretty too, with all the oranges and pinks going on. Very, very spring feel. And then the back is this orange diagonal, which is really fun. And this is the Celebratory Sips DSP, the 12 by 12. It is really, really pretty. And I did want to show you another thing that I used. It's not part of the suite, but I am loving this. So this is the Flower Garden foils, and these are gorgeous. So look here. We have, this is Cloud Cover. This is, which one is that? That is not Strawberry. That is Pretty in Pink. And then this is Strawberry Slush. And there's two different patterns. There's a pattern where it is this crisscross here. If you can see, hopefully, there we go. It's got this pretty crisscross going on, which is perfect for working with these, this suite here. And then you also have the really pretty flower. You can see that sort of, the really pretty flower texture. And these are foil, but I did use these, and they're so, so pretty to work with. So I definitely recommend looking into that. And then we also, for the embellishments that go along with this suite, we have these holographic resin dots. They have kind of like a green tint to them. I did not use them on these cards only because I prefer different ones, but these are really fun. They come in the 3 different sizes, the large, medium, and the small. They are pretty thick, if you can see that, how thick they are. So definitely if you're going to mail it, keep that in mind, but they are really, really pretty. I love how they kind of shimmer. And last, we have the embossing folders, and you can tell I've used them because I've already rubbed off my, I always put the names on them so I remember what they are. But this is the glass and florals, these embossing folders, and this one is probably my favorite. Let's see, let me grab a piece of paper here. There we go. Look at that beautiful floral pattern there. So, so pretty. And this one is really cool because you can put a glass texture onto your glass that you do when you stamp or die cut. So, so cool. Yes, endless possibilities, Erin. That's right. Tons and tons and tons of possibilities. All right, so our first card for tonight, go ahead and get that out here, is going to be this one right here. Look how cute that is. So it opens this way, and then it also opens this way. And here you can see that I've used that embossing folder with the floral. Isn't that gorgeous? It goes perfect with this DSP right here. So, so pretty. And this is part of the back of this DSP here. And here you can see I use the other embossing folder to make that glass kind of texture back there. It's so pretty. Such a pretty addition to being able to put in a card. The old color vellum, and that flower is, yeah, the folder is pretty. Yeah, the old color vellum, yeah. The I love the flower folder here. It's so pretty. It's my favorite. All right, so let me go ahead, and we're not coloring in this one, so I'm going to put that over to the side. So I have a regular card base here. It is Berry Burst, and what I did was to get it to have this piece right here, because it starts out like this, and before we put this on, we've got to cut this piece here. So to do that, make sure I got my room room for my cutter here. So I'm going to open this up, put this through, and I'm going to cut 3.5 inches off. So I'm going to line it up here at my 3.5. And that is correct, right? Yep. I'm going to cut 3.5 off. So I'm going to take my darker colored, we have a light color. This is our scoring blade and this is our cutting blade. So I am going to do the cutting blade on this one. So I'm going to cut that off. I can save this for another project. And now we have that piece, this little flap right here. Just like that. So that is super, super fun to play with. All of these cards tonight are fun folds. I don't always do fun folds, but I thought this was going to be really cool with this set to make it really, really fun. So I'm just going to burnish that. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to take this side DSP right here. It's the back of this pretty floral one. And I'm just going to put it on with some green glue. Now, Debbie, when you use this, you got to let me know how you like it and how you, I don't know what is wrong with my glue. I keep trying to use that one because there's glue in it, but it doesn't want to come out. All right, this one will work. So I want to see what you come up with too, Debbie. You make some really cute things. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. And it does have a 1/4 inch border. Get this on here. So pretty. All right, next what we're going to do is we have our back piece here for our background. So this also has a 1/4 inch border. So put a little bit of glue here. Whoops. And get this down here. Make sure that it's straight, and I got a little bit of glue there. All right, and I love green glue because it allows you a couple minutes to move it around. All right, so this is kind of the base of our card here. So we have our flap here in our base. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to create this flap right here. So for that, I just cut another kind of like card base, but much smaller, and scored it there in the middle. And what I'm going to do is flip it this way so that it's going to open this way, since we have it opening this way on this one. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. I want to make sure that it's centered here, but I also want to make sure that it's centered here when I go to put it on. So I'm going to kind of like lay this out a little bit, make sure I cut it correctly. Yep, and so if it's all even here, it's going to be even here. So we can put our glue on the back of this piece here. How was your Monday? Did you guys have a good day? Mine has been a challenge of a day, but I'm doing what I love now, making my cards. So it's a great day now. All right, so I'm just going to center this right in here. Push that down. I'm just going to make sure that it looks straight there. Push this up a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that cute? So now we have it opening this way and this way. I love this fold. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't burnish this one. So let's burnish it real quick because it drives me nuts. All right. So I already went ahead and embossed this piece here, which is going to go on this side right here. And this is Berry Burst, and it is just gorgeous. The way that this embossing folder is, it's just beautiful. Definitely going to be one of my absolute favorite embossing folders. Really wish it was much bigger, but you know, I'm still going to use it because it's gorgeous. And this is the full piece right here. I did cut a 1/16 of an inch off the side here, just so that when it goes up to the crease, to the where we scored it, where it's going to close, that it didn't pop it out any. Because if it's too close, it's not going to close very, you know, it's not going to shut very straight and flat. So I did cut a quarter, nope, not a quarter, a 1/16 of an inch off. And it looks like I need to snip off the edge here. And that's always a good tip too, if you aren't sure if when you emboss something, because sometimes when you emboss, it can shrink your paper a little bit. You can always add a little bit extra at the end and then snip it off the edges to make sure that it's going to fit where you have it. So we've got this here. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on the inside. And for this one, I did not use the stamps. I used the DSP to kind of show you guys how, if you fussy cut some of these out, you can make some really cute cards. All right, so I've got that in there. I'm gonna close this up, and then here is the other embossing folder. And I just think this is so cool. So you've got like the upper part here where it kind of like ends to kind of like how when you have like a glass that has this kind of texture, it kind of textures off at the end, or tapers off, I mean. But it's just so pretty. So I'm gonna glue this down, and with these embossing folders, I didn't mention on this here, but definitely make sure you are a little bit generous with your glue, because they do get those dents in them. The embossing really goes down in it, so you definitely want to make sure it's going to stay stuck. There we go. You can also pop this up. I think this one I actually popped up with dimensionals, but you can also glue it, because I made another one that I glued it as well. You guys know I make a ton of these before I come up with my final designs. All right, so we're gonna do our sentiment here where it says cheers, and I did that with a piece of basic white, and I used Berry Burst on this one. So I'm gonna open this up here. I don't use Berry Burst nearly enough. It's such a pretty color. It's very deep. So I'm going to grab Cheers. I'm going to stick it down here so I can get it straight on here. There we go. And I'm just going to tap really easy, because I don't want to get too much on there. And I always stamp kind of to the side. And I am just going to put this here in the center. Press down and hold it for a couple seconds. I always like to hold it to make sure that it has enough time to adhere to the basic white. I always like mine to be very deep in color. And I have found for me that's what works. All right, I'm going to close this before I put my hand in it. All right, so now we can fit this right here. So this is going to go here, so I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, and here they are. I'm going to do 3 dimensionals on this one since it's a little bit long. There we go. And I'm going to grab my little dimensional backing bowl so I don't have these all over the place. And then all I'm going to do is center it towards the bottom here. There we go. And before you push down too much, make sure you've got it straight. There we go, just like that. Isn't that cute? I love it. All right. Then I have already pre-cut or pre-fussy cut these out. And I have the pink lemonade container, which is going to go right here. Then got 2 of these tall cups. This one has the umbrella on it. Just going to go over here. I also have one that has kind of like the greenery in it, like the rosemary or thyme. These are for the inside. And then I have this cute little one right here. It's gonna go there, and then I have this one, and it looks like I didn't do the, oh, that's why it was part of that, that particular one. So we won't have greenery on this one. All right, and for these, I also put them up on dimensional. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the picture up first so that I have it kind of in the center. That one back. Get this going here. All right. Just gonna kind of eyeball it with where I have them kind of placed. Stick this down. Perfect. Now I'm gonna work outside in. So I'm spacing them nicely. Let's see if I can get this guy on here. Yep. And then I'm going to put this little piece up here on the umbrella just so that it doesn't tear off by accident. Pop these off here. I love dimensionals. And I'm going to put this at a little bit of an angle. But you can definitely put it straight if you would like. I just thought it kind of gave it a little bit something different to look at. All right, so I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to grab my snips and cut this one in half to put up here on that lemon. Isn't that pretty? It's got a, I think that's lavender, but I'm not sure. A little stick of lavender, but it's really pretty. I love the colors that they used with this, this suite. It's just really pretty. I'm going to do this one as well, a little bit to the side. Then this one, just need one dimensional. There we go. And I'm going to stick this in the middle here. Like that. Then we'll get this one. I love these little wine glasses, the little short glasses. They're always fun to drink out of, and I think they really add something to this card, the different height elements. Isn't that cute? All right, now for the inside, I have these strawberries that came off of, I got that super duper crooked. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I totally can see it. Super duper crooked. Hey Bev, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying the beach. So I just fussy cut these little, stick this over here, these little strawberries out, and these are just going to go on the inside here as our little embellishment. I kind of wanted to do a card where I showed you guys if you didn't, if you weren't interested in the bundle itself, but you liked the paper, what you could create just with this paper. And if you don't have the cheer stamp, you can also just use whatever stamp that you do have. You know what? I'm using the one that doesn't work again. I'm going to stick this over here so that I don't keep doing that. Let's get this one. This is the one that works. I've got to take the lid off of that one. All right. And I got, I have 3 different sizes of strawberries. Why are you not working either? I closed you really quickly, I thought. I was gonna stick this in here. Doesn't look like it's clogged. Home for a couple of days, couple weeks. Oh, nice. Hope he has a fun trip in Germany. There we go. Now she's working. All right, so I'm gonna stick this up here. And I didn't really worry about cutting the greenery off, like the white off the greenery, because you really don't, you can't really see it on the basic white once you glue it down. Get this here. I'm sure your pups missed you while you were gone. Let's see. Stick that there. I have a little bit of glue on my fingers. And then this last one, I think I'm just going to stick a little dot here on the, I think that's going to be much easier for me. And then I'm just going to stick it right there. Cute. It's like a little bunch of strawberries. All right, now we can just embellish. For this, I am still trying, guys, to use up my retired stuff. So I have these iridescent pastel gems, and this is the gold that I used on here. You can use whatever you want, or you know what we can do? We can use these holographic dots and see what, because it is green. Let's see what these look like. Where is my little tool here? Let's see what these look like. These have 3 different sizes. So let's do this one up here. That has a nice shine to it. Really bright shine. We'll get a medium. Let's stick this guy maybe here. Yeah, you can't not see these on here. I'll put one here. They're pretty bright. And that's our first card. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you guys can tell how much these gems shine, but they really shimmer. Really pretty. So it opens this way. Cute fun fold. And we've got our beautiful floral pattern there. So pretty. And then we've got the other pattern here on the front. So, so pretty. All right, so let's go to our second card. Put these off to the side here. And this one, I used the DSP to cut out the these glasses here. And then I also texturized the window sheets. I use window sheets on here. This one opens like this. Isn't that pretty? So cute. And this one, I am going to show you how I colored some of these. So I already pre-stamped so that I could show you. So for the strawberry, I don't think the strawberry's on here. Where were those all cutouts from the paper? Yes, the first card, yes, Bev, they were from this piece of DSP right here. This one. See, it's got the, I just kind of cut them out, whichever ones I thought would go together. And then this one here is going to be out of this DSP right here. You can take your squatty glass, I guess, and these shorter ones, you can stick it on here. And then if you pop it up a little bit, you can see, you can get that white part up there, kind of like a glass would do. And you can do the same thing with the longer. They've got these longer ones here, and you can put that on there as well and die cut those out. And so that's what this is here. But this first one, yes, these were all, I fussy cut these. Every single one out of that first page there. All right, so for the strawberry, what I did dark, pretty, and pink. Yeah, this paper is gorgeous, Bev. You would really have fun with this. So I started with pretty and pink here, and I just colored that in, and then I took my light berry burst Stampin' Blend, and I kind of went around the edges here, and then I just did some little dots on the inside like this. Looks crazy right now, but we'll blend it all together and it'll be really, really pretty. Oh, your internet is freezing? Oh no, hopefully it's not me. Debbie, are you having any trouble with my connection? I'm just going to blend these all together, and that's just going to allow it to kind of marry those colors together so you don't see the differentiation. Can you see the multiple kind of color going on there? It's so pretty. And you can go back if you want with the berry burst. I did this on some of them, and I just kind of did a little bit around the sides to kind of highlight where the outside part of the strawberry was. like that, if you can see that. Super, super cute. And then I went back and forth with the lemon lime twist and granny apple. This one is lemon lime twist, so I'm going to use the dark lemon lime twist, and I used the pointed end, the brush tip, and just very gently colored these in like that. And that's how I did the strawberries when I was working with these cards. Then for this here, I also, for all of these, I went back and forth between lemon lime twist and granny apple. And for this particular one right here, I just kind of randomly put the dark lemon lime throughout, and then I went back with the lighter lemon lime. Let's see, it's right here. Wrong side. I need the brush tip because these are teeny weeny. And I just did the lighter color on the other leaves that I hadn't done with the dark, and that just kind of gives it a variation in color, kind of lets it kind of stand out a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. And that's with lemon lime twist. And then I'm gonna do this one in lemon lime twist too, because you can really see on camera you can really see the difference with the dark and the light together with it. So these are really pretty quick and easy to color. And if you're like me, you just stamp a bunch of them and then you just start coloring with all kinds of different colors and see which ones you like. That's what I usually do when I start. And this one I'm going to do lemon lime too. This is the blackberry or blue, raspberry, blackberry, whatever you want. So that was the light lemon lime. And I'm going to go back with the dark here, and I'm going to use the bullet point end, and I'm just going to run it down once or twice through the middle. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. If you can see these two, it's a little bit darker here on these two leaves, where this one's not quite as dark. And that's kind of why I was doing the dark in the middle there, to kind of give it a little bit of a different look, so that it's kind of, you can see there, it's got the lighter on the outside, the darker on the inside. I think it's so pretty that way. And then for I went back and forth with these, but for this card, what I did was I did the dark pretty in pink. I started out with that in the background of the, I guess it's going to be a raspberry. When I did it as a blackberry, I used Blackberry Bliss. I used the light Blackberry Bliss, and then I dotted a couple with the dark. But for this, I did dark pretty in pink, and then I went back with my Berry Burst, and I just did a couple little tiny dots. I'm using the bullet end here. I just did a couple tiny dots here and there, not many, because I just want a little bit of variation there. If you can see, kind of, yep, you can see. Just a couple dots there. And then I'm going to go back with the bullet end of my dark pretty in pink and just kind of marry it together a little bit. And then it gives this really pretty kind of marbled looking effect on it. It's really, really pretty. All right. The cherry was actually pretty easy. I just did the light Berry Burst on this, and then highlighted with, this is light, isn't it? Yeah. I never know with Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss, because they kind of look the same. So I did that with the light, And then I just took the bullet end of the dark, and there's a little line here that Stampin' Up puts so you know where to kind of accent, and I just went over that with the darker color just to kind of accent that right there. And then for this, I used this is dark, right? Yep, the dark Blackberry Bliss. For this, I'm going with this as lavender, but I'm not really sure. Because in the paper they had it where it's purple, so that's what I was going with. So I just very easily, because these are really tiny, just went through, and I didn't, because these are so tiny, I did not switch between light and dark. I did not think that it was really noticeable. There we go. All right, and then I just did lemon lime twist on the leaves there. This is a really easy one to color. I really had fun with this one. And so that's how it kind of comes out. And you can always use a different color here. I think I went with, some of them I went with the Pretty in Pink. I wished I'd had the strawberry slush, because that would have been the perfect color for that. All right, and then I have two of these because I'm going to do one a lemon and one a lime. So I'm going to take my light lemon lime, and I'm just going to color just the inside, and I'm trying to only do one pass with it because I want it very light. And then I'm just going to take the dark, the bullet end here, and I'm just going to go around the outside of it a bunch of times, and that's going to make it a lot darker. I did try to add other greens to it to kind of darken it up, and it just didn't look right. So I ended up just going over it quite a few times, and that darkened it up enough that it really looked like a line wedge here, or circle cut out. Slice? I think they're slice. I just went all the way around, and you can kind of see, yep, you can see the difference. It's lighter on the inside, and the outer part is darker. So cute. And then for the lemon, I did a light lemon lolly on the inside, because it's super duper light. This does really good with the lemon. So I have more of shade variations to work with. And then I used my light Daffodil Delight, and I did the same thing. I just outlined it, and I just kept going over the outside edge here quite a few times just to darken it up. But it's actually really pretty good definition, because the lemon lolly is so light of a color, and I think it does a really good job of making it kind of lighter than the Daffodil Delight. And then the ice cubes, I'm not sure, the next one I did the ice cubes a different way, which I think is really cool, but I wanted to show you the other way that I did this with some of the other cards that I had done. So I took my Pool Party blending brush, and I just kind of went over it a couple of times just to give it a little bit of a kind of like a little bit of a blue color. And so then when you stick it on, it kind of has that watery kind of look. I didn't like it with the blending brushes. I felt like it was too dark. But doing it with the blending brush, I felt like it really kind of gave it that subtle look to it. All right, I just wanted to show you guys how I colored. I know some of you love to see that. All right, so this is our card, and I had really a fun time with this one. So I have just a single, this is not a folding card, it's just a single piece. And this is the background. This is Strawberry Slush, one of our new colors. And this is the Darling Duckling, our new yellow coming out. And I have my DSP here cut, which is the back of this one here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the DSP to the Darling Duck, and I did an 1/8 of an inch border on this one. I just wanted a hint of yellow. So if I'm being honest, the Darling Duckling is not my favorite. It's kind of like wild wheat for me. It's not like my jam, but whoops, we have it, so I'm going to use it. So I just wanted a little bit of a pop there, and I'm just going to put this down right here. Yeah, because it just gives that real subtle look on the outside, but the Darling Duckling that they used on the DSP that I cut out, so I was like, well, I guess I got to use the Darling Duckling. All right, so we've got this piece here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take our card base here, which is just one flat piece, cap my glue because I'm trying to get better, and what do I do with my dimensionals? I'm going to dimensional this on 2, 3, 4, and I am going to put one in the middle since we have a lot going on there in the middle. And then I'm just going to, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm just going to put this in the center here of the card base. Let's see, I'm going to go this way. And see if I can get it straight. That looks pretty good. All right, so we have this here. See how subtle that yellow is? I think it kind of just gives a fun little pop there. All right, so now we're going to work on this piece here, and this piece opens like this, and this has that foil that I was showing you, and this is the Pretty in Pink color. You see that that texture on there? It just made me think of the glass texture, because I don't know if you can tell, but I textured the window sheets that I put on here. I thought that was super fun. So I'm going to grab this piece here that I cut, and I just scored it in the middle. I'm going to burnish this, and then I glued on the Pretty in Pink foil right onto the front right here. Yep, I cut that right. For some reason I was having trouble cutting my foil the other day, and I kept cutting it too short. I don't know, I must have just been having an off day. All right, I am gonna stick this here in the center. There we go. I just love the texture on this foil. I don't know if you can, there, you can see it right there. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. It just makes me think of a glass. All right, then let's go ahead and put our inside piece in so we have it done. Go ahead and glue this in, and then I glued this piece to our card base there. I thought this was a really cute card. I really had fun with the fun folds on this. All right, so I did glue this. So I'm just going to take this and close this, and it's going to be centered right here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Hopefully this one will be centered and straight. Yep. Push that down, make sure it adheres. All right, this is our sentiment strip here. So all the pieces I already cut out, and I showed you how I colored. So this piece here is from the DSP, and I cut this out with the tall die here. And then this here I cut with the shorter, the squatty wine glass. Hi Polly, how are you doing? Happy Monday. And this is the Darling Duckling. So this is where I'm pulling in for the border, the small border there. And then what I did was I cut out window sheets and I cut them so they were flat. Let me see, I think I have a piece of one right here. Yep, so I cut it flat like this where, let's see, can you see that? Yeah, where it's just flat. It's just a regular window sheet. And I actually ran it through the, what did I do with that folder? Had them, where'd my embossing folders go? I ran it through that embossing folder, not the floral, but the, what did I do with them? I don't know what I did with them. I just had them. How could I not know what I did with them? Okay, yeah, you can see it here. But I ran it through that glass textured one to get it to look like this. Not pretty. It really gets that shine going on the window sheet there. All right. Put this one over here so I don't drop it on the floor, because I would totally do that. Okay, so for this, what I did, I took, for the taller one, I took the little lavender sprig and I glued it down on in the glass there, the background of the glass. Just did a really tiny bit of glue. And you can put it straight up and down or to the side, however you like it. And then to get it to stay here, to have our outer piece of our window sheet to stay, I got my glue dots. And I'm just going to take one of these glue dots here. Whoops, go right there. And I'm just going to stick this, because if you notice here, I put this raspberry, I guess is what I did, up on dimensional and on the outside, kind of like an additional garnish. And I did that so that I could hide my glue dot here. Get that on there. And then I just took the outer piece that I embossed, the window sheet, and I just fit it right on here. There we go. Just like that. Then I took another glue dot down here at the bottom where I'm going to cover it with the cheers. And flips this up and just put it, yep, it was this corner right here because I put them together there. And then now it's going to stay in place. It won't come off. Cute, right? Then for this one, I just took a small dimensional, which I'm going to need to cut a piece here. Cut this off. And I stuck it on the back of the raspberry. And then I just stuck it up here at the top. How cute, right? And how fun with that, you know, that glass kind of look on that window sheet. So, so cute. All right, and then I did the same thing here. So I cut this out. This is Darling Duckling from the DSP, the Cheers and Sips DSP. And I'm going to take this because I'm going to put the lemon up there. So I'm going to stick this right here. And if I can get it, oh, you know what I got to do first? I got to get the lemon on there. All right, so I colored the lemon as the full circle, and then what I did was because if you notice here, I only did half of it on there. So I cut this in half, and then I gave it a little slit, if you can see right here. just a tiny little slit there. And I took the window sheet that I put through the embossing folder, and in that slit I put the front on the front and then the back part of the slit on the back here. Then what I did, oh, let's go this way. Oh, I slid it the wrong way. Let's go, it goes this way. So I've got to, right? Yeah, goes this way. Why is that hard for me to think of? All right. Let's see, get that on there, there we go. So that way it's going to stick on, and it kind of looks like it's on the front, but you're also having it on the back there to keep it really secure. And I stuck this down right on top of that glue dot. Then I took another glue dot. Let's do a smaller one back there. I put it under the front part of this lemon here. So I just flipped this up like that, and I just stuck a glue dot under there. Got that to stick right there. So now our lemon is really good where it is. And then I put a glue dot here at the bottom of the corner because I'm going to cover it with, there's a glare on there. I'm going to cover it with the cheers, so it'll cover my glue dot, because that was the most challenging part with working with the window sheets on these, was how do I hide the glue dots, because you can see them. It was a little bit easier to hide them with the texture on the window sheets, whereas without the texture you really see them. All right, let's see, make it open the right way. Yep, okay. So we have these two pieces here. Let's go ahead and stamp our cheers so we can assemble. Let's go on this side. I think that got something on there. And I'm going to grab my cheers again and put that on my block. And this one I used Blackberry Bliss. I thought that it was kind of deep enough that it really kind of stood out, so I wanted it to stand out there. So I just tap real gently, and I stamp to the side. I'm just going to hold it for a second since it's a dark color. I like it to be bold. The longer I hold it, I feel like the more. Hey Jen, how are you doing? Isn't this cute? Did you see the texture on the with the embossing folder on the window sheets there? I just think it's so cute. All right, so I'm gonna close the Blackberry Bliss. It's amazing I did not get it on me. All right, and so for this, I'm gonna pop this up. Is this dry? I sure hope so. Blackberry Bliss is one of those that I always smudge because it doesn't dry quick enough for me. All right, so I'm gonna put 3 of these here. Is this the new sky color? Sky color. I don't know what do you mean sky color? I'm not sure I follow. I'm just going to stick this down here at the bottom here. Are you talking about this back here? This piece? The C color, Secret C. No, there's no Secret C on here. This is the Blackberry Bliss. This back here is the new foil that we have, and this is pretty in pink. And then this is what did I do that? I did that Berry Burst. The next one has Secret C in it. All right, I'm gonna stick this down here. This does open that way. Yep. That got me last week, guys. The whole time until that very last card I checked. And that very last card I did it backwards. I couldn't believe I did that. All right, so these are just going to go underneath here. I'm gonna kind of pop it up and stick them under. But I pop these up on dimensionals. So And you can put dimensionals on the back of the little sprig here. I didn't, only because it is really stuck on there, and I didn't feel like it was for the little tiny part on there that it really mattered if I put a dimensional there or not. It didn't really add any security, I felt. So I've got those 3 on there. I'm just going to kind of pull this up a little bit and tuck it down here. And you need, maybe we're going to have to go this way with it because I put my sprig too tall. I just need to make sure my sprig is not over the edge there. So we'll do this one backwards, which is going to look weird with my lemon. We're going to move it. Come here. Going to do some surgery here, guys, because I cut this one wrong anyway. So we will just put this one on this way, and I'll just glue dot these, and that way that looks better. All right, oh no, glue dot, Cassie, glue dot. All right, so I'm just going to grab a glue dot here, stick that under here to hold this in place. And yep, that still has it. You can kind of see the glue dot, but oh well. All right, and this one's going to go over here. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on here. And I am going to put the dimensional kind of on the top of where that lemon is up there, just to kind of make sure it does stick. Pull these off. Yeah, the window sheet is pretty cool, isn't it? I wish I could figure out what I did with the embossing folders, because I totally had them at the beginning and now I don't know what I did with them. Alright, so I'm just going to stick this down here just like that. I gotta put it down here with the DSP. Nope. I don't know what I did with them. I did something with them. I'll find them as soon as I'm done. Alright, and then I cut out 3 of the leaves, and I think these are supposed to be mint, perhaps. That's my thought. And then I did another raspberry, and for these I also popped them up. Let's see. So I'm going to put 1 dimensional back here, and then I'm just going to nestle it back behind. Yep, the narrow folders. I did the glass looking one on here for that. And then actually the first card I did, so that's the glass looking texture. And then this is the other one with the floral, which is, I love the floral one. It's so stinking pretty. All right, so I put 1 down there, and I'm going to put 2 over here. And let's do 1 dimensional. Whoops. Sometimes they like to stick to me. All right. I'm going to stick this one on first up here. Just like that. Come back here. Yeah, isn't that pretty cool? I like it. I have had a lot of fun with this bundle. It's so pretty. Whoops, I got 2. And I'm doing cards, some really like special cards with this bundle for a swap that I am doing. And so I have really been diving into this and playing with it a lot. I'm just going to stick this one down here. And as long as you don't go out of the outer edges, you're fine. Because if it opens, yeah, if it opens, it's still in enough. It's not gonna matter, and it's not over here, so it'll go in the envelope just fine. And then I glued on the raspberry with my glue here. I'm just gonna stick a little dot of glue Stick that guy right there. Isn't that cute? And then for the inside, I need you to stay right there. I stamped the mint leaves, is what I'm calling them. I don't know if they're mint, but to me they're going to be mint leaves. So I took my Memento Black ink and I grabbed the leaf stamp right there, and I'm going to grab a smaller block here, get that on there, and then I'm just going to stamp this kind of to the side in this bottom corner here. Perfect. And then we can color this, and I did do this one in Lemon Lime Twist. What did I do with the lid? Here it is. I think Lemon Lime Twist is actually my favorite for these leaves. I did try a Granny Apple, but I just kept going back to Lemon Lime, because for me, if they're mint leaves, I don't know why, but they just make me think they're more minty if they are Lemon Lime than Granny Apple. So I just colored in with the light lemon what is this? Lemon Lime Twist. I was going to say Lemon Lolly, and that's not Lemon Lolly. And then I took the dark Lemon Lime Twist and I did the bullet end. And I just went down the center there, and then kind of on a couple of these little pieces that come out to the side there, just to kind of give it some dimension. Isn't that pretty? I love this stamp. It's so pretty to me. And then to embellish this, these are also new coming out. These, I love these. Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. Look how freaking pretty these are. And they have these three. They have two different sizes. You've got the Strawberry Slush, the Pretty in Pink, and I think this is just like a clear. Might be a gold, but it looks clear to me. They don't say, but they are really, really pretty, and they shimmer really nicely. And so for this one, I used the Strawberry Slush, since that was the cardstock color that I had chosen. So I'm going to put a big one there. Let's go here, and let's put this guy right here. And that is card number 2. How pretty is that? And the way that the light hits it between the gems and the window sheet texture, it's just so cute. I love it. And it opens like that. So, so pretty. What do you guys think of that one? I really like that one too. All right. And I have one more. This one is a really fun one. So this one opens this way. Look how cute that is. And I heat embossed these ice cubes. Isn't that cute? All right, let's get into this one. This was a really fun one to design and play with. I really, really had a fun time. Oops, I dropped my folder there. All right. For this, I have a regular card base, and then I scored it in half on the front side. So it's scored here in the middle, and then I scored just this side in the middle. And what I'm going to do is fold this as a valley, which means that I'm folding it so it's down. If it was a mountain, it would go this way. So I'm folding it as a valley so that it's going to fold this way. And I'm going to burnish this really well. And then let me burnish this as well. There we go. I do not like my cards to pop out. All right. So now we've got our kind of like our base going. And for the back here, I have Secret Sea. This is one of our new in colors coming out. And then I also have this piece of DSP. This is on the back of the one with the orange diagonal lines. But I just think this is so fun and like spring kind of feel. And I glued this down, and this has an 1/8 of an inch border on the DSP and Secret Sea. The front this one is 1/4 of an inch. And get this on. There we go. So pretty. I love the way that that Secret Sea pops off of that. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back here. And glue this on the inside. It is going up that way, okay. There we go. I like my green glue because it lets me move my stuff around. Alright, this goes with that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this panel right here. So I have another piece of Secret Sea and this piece of the DSP, and this is also 1/8 of an inch border. I don't want to knock that off the table because I know a certain little fur baby named Dublin will run off with it and tear it up. That's what happens when I drop stuff. Alright, so I'm going to put this on. Maybe. It scooted on me. There we go. And there we go. Oh, it's so pretty together with all the colors. Nice. Alright, and I think this one, I popped this one up on dimensionals. Let's see. And I did do 5 because we have our front part of our card sitting right on top of that. So I wanted to make sure it was nice and sturdy. And I'm going to pull these off. There we go. I got them all right. Yep. And then I think I'm going to go that way. I am going to center this as best I can. I always have trouble with these when they open like the opposite way. I have a hard time because they don't stay closed. Let's go this way. That's better. Alright, I think that, nope. Did I cut this wrong? No. It's just going to be a pain for me tonight. Let's see. Because I'm trying to line it up with the Secret Sea border here as well. It's a little bit over, but that's okay. Isn't that cute? It opens like that. And next what we're going to do is this part right here. I did the floral on that. So I cut that what was it, 1/8 of an inch shorter on the sides where the score marks are, so it didn't overlap those score marks. And I got that right on the edge there. I actually kind of liked how it had the flat on the sides. I actually thought that looked really cute. Running down there, kind of like it was centered. And if you want, you can cut this piece a little taller and then trim it down if you want to make sure that it's absolutely flush. I might have gone a little bit over. Nope, I did that really good. Alright, so now we have that in the middle. Isn't that pretty? I love that texture. So darn pretty. Alright, and this is for the inside here, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I got glue on my hands here. So I'm going to take this piece of basic white, close my glue here, And I used Cheers, which I just had it, and I now don't know what I did with it. Here it is. And for this one, I used Strawberry Slush. And I just stuck it right there in the center. Whoops, come here. This is Strawberry Slush is one of our new colors. One of our in colors here. It's probably my favorite of the in colors coming up. Just gonna hold this a second. Yep, it's still a little, my stamp is still not stamping like super clear, but we have our Cheers right there. Isn't that pretty? I love the Strawberry Slush on there. It really kind of pops off the basic white and the Secret C there. All right, that's gonna fit perfect. And I glued this onto the Secret C, and then I glued the Secret C onto the inside. I'm gonna do that upside down. That's okay. There we go. Pretty. All right. So this is going to end up going in here like this, but I want to do this first so that I know exactly where to place it, so that when you close it, you don't see it on this side. So let's go ahead and work on this right here. So for this, I have the Secret C for the back, for the border, and then I have Pretty in Pink, and I did a quarter of an inch border here, and I glued these together. I kind of really like this Pretty in Pink off of the Secret C. It's really, I just think they match so well together. It's not a color I would have necessarily put together had I not just been playing around with all kinds of colors. All right, so we have our front base here. Now let's go ahead and start making our, actually let's stamp our Let's Celebrate really quick so we get all that out of the way. So this is from the, oh shoot, what is this? Textured Note Dies. This is the long skinny one. It has that cute border around it. I love these dies so, so much. But the arches are still my absolute favorite. And for this one, I used Memento. Get all our pieces so when we're done, we can just assemble. Make sure. And this Let's Celebrate comes from the Simply Said stamp set, which is currently out. You can get it on my online store. It's linked in the description. But I love the Simply Said stamp set. It is one of my favorites. I love all the sentiments in there. All right, so we have our Let's Celebrate, and I'm going to move all of our, I already colored everything, so I'm going to move these out of the way. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them in here because we're doing some heat embossing, and I don't want them to go flying in case I hit them with the heat gun. All right. Whoops, and I'll go ahead and put this in there too. Oh, that's leftover. All right. Stick this up here. All right, so for the drinks, so I don't know if you can tell, there is a window sheet over it. This is Strawberry Slush that is in here, and then these ice cubes are heat embossed with our white heat embossing powder. I think that is just so freaking fun. So I'm going to take the window sheets and stick them over here. And then I am going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to do this tall one first. And I have, let me find my strawberry slush. What did I do with it? Here it is, slush. All right, so I have my blending brush here with my strawberry slush. I'm actually going to stick this over here. I'm going to open my strawberry slush pad. I'm going to start without putting anything on it. I'm going to kind of hold it to the side here and hold it up at the top. And I am just going to kind of move it around, get it kind of where I want it. I do want to make sure that I get it up a little bit towards the top so it looks like that it's a drink that's, you know, kind of full. So go like that. And then I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to grab a little bit of ink, and I really want to make sure it's not going to do that and blob on there. And I go over it again. I just want to darken it up, but not too much. Kind of want it to look like I guess like a strawberry slushie. Some kind of strawberry drink. And I just went over it a couple times just to kind of get that strawberry kind of color coming through. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? I love it so much. It's so pretty. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. Whoops. I'm going to start with nothing on, not adding anything. I'm going to kind of try to make myself a line right here. Then start with a little and go up a little bit there. Maybe if I go this way. So I think this side of my brush has more. All right. And on these, I did leave quite a bit of room, and that was, if you can see here, up at the top, and that was just because I was having, and I'm still kind of, I'm just not wanting it to go all the way to the top, so I'm just erring on my side of caution here, and not going super tall. All right. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. Get a little bit more there. Nice. I like that. All right. Next, what I did was I went ahead and stamped our ice cubes here. So I'm going to grab my Versamark. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to grab my ice cube stamp right here. I'm going to put it on my block here. Make sure it's nice and straight. And I'm just going to very lightly dab it onto the Versamark. And I'm just going to stamp it down. I'm going to go kind of diagonal with this one. And then I'm going to stamp this one as well, but this one I'm just going to do it straight across. There we go. And I don't think you guys can see. It's there. Nope, you can't see it. It's there. Versamark is like a sticky, it's not an ink, but it's like a sticky ink kind of that goes on. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do the buddy. Oh well, we'll try around it. I always forget. This is our embossing buddy. Let me see if I can do this without messing it up. At least this way Normally you're supposed to do this, you go across the whole top, but I forgot. I'm just gonna do a little bit. Make sure I don't hit my Versamark there. All right. I'm gonna get my container here, and I'm just using an extra embellishment container here to kind of help control. And this is our Wow embossing powder, and it's in the white. And I am just going to take this and hold it over top of my little bowl right here, my little container. I am just going to, whoops, see? Isn't that cute? And I'm going to do one more, whoops, go over that way. So I found you need to do, at least for me, I need to do two times of putting it over top of the Versamark to make sure it gets all of those nooks and crannies. I just thought this was so cute, having those ice cubes turn white on the paper. This one might have slid when I stamped it. Just gonna tap it here. Yeah, I think it slid a little bit, but that's okay. All right, I'm just gonna cap these. Whoops, so I don't make a mess. And this is a really cool tray because when you get it in here, you can open here and it funnels down into here and you can put it right back into your container. All right, I just need these tweezers also come with the embossing kit there. So I'm gonna hold this with my tweezers like this, and I'm gonna turn on my Stampin' Up! Heat gun here, and I'm gonna turn it on to the number 2. Let it heat for a second, and then I'm gonna stick it right over top and just kind of run it over, and you should see it kind of turn white, a shiny white. You see it changing? Yep. All right, I'm gonna grab this one. I love to watch it change. I just think that's so cool. It's like magic. That corner there. All right. Turn that off. Stay there. And we have our glasses, and they have ice cubes in them. Isn't that cute? I love that. It does curl your paper a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to put it up with dimensional, so it's going to flatten itself out. All right, now we can go back to our window sheets here and our die cut pieces. Come on, thank you. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with, we'll start with this one over here, the tall one. I'm gonna take this sprig of leaves. I don't know what, is this thyme or rosemary? It's something. This leafy thing right here. And I'm gonna grab my glue and just gonna put a little bit of glue down here. And then I'm just kind of stick it going up. Then I'm going to grab my glue dots. I'm going to do with my, here it is. I'm going to grab my glue dots. I'm going to stick one, where's my bowl? There it is. I'm going to stick one in this corner down here because I'm going to cover that with the sentiment. So I'm going to stick this one down here. There we go. And then this other one, I'm going to stick it right in between where I'm going to put the not the cherry, the blackberry. This is the ones I did in Blackberry Bliss. So I did these more as a blackberry, where the other ones were more of a raspberry. So I'm going to stick this guy up here like that. Then I need to do my cherry, and I'm just going to glue that right over top of the end of this stem here. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my window sheet here. It attracts everything, so when you use them, know that they get any kind of lint or any hair on it that you have around. I'm just going to line this up at the top and stick it down on that glue dot there, and then line it up on this one down here so that it stays. It's going to be like that. You can see the shine of it. And then for right here, I'm going to take one of these blackberries, and I cut this as well, so I need to cut it this way. And I'm going to stick the back part of it in the inside of the window sheet, and then I'm going to stick the other on the front. I'm going to push this so that it's kind of touching that glue dot there, so I don't have to glue the inside portion, but I'm going to glue dot this piece that is on the window sheet out here. It came off. Let's see. Stick this back under there. There we go. All right. Oh, that's so cute. There we go. Come back here. Just like that. And then it hides it. You don't see it anymore. The glue dots, I mean. All right, and then for the shorter wine glass, I am going to take the what I call is the lavender piece, and do the same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Let's go down on the thing down here too. And I'm going to stick this kind of going out to the side, kind of at a curve or whatever, like a slant. And then we're going to do our window sheet again. So, whoops, I got that stuck to the stamps. I am going to, since I'm going to have it touch down here, so I'm going to put the glue dot down here. Like that. And then the strawberry is going to be in this corner, so I'm going to do it up on that corner. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to take my window sheet. I'm going to start at the top here. Just line it up, push down on that glue dot. And once it's all lined up, just hit those glue dots, and then it's not going to go anywhere. And we can do our strawberry. And this one's got to be cut this way. So let's go with that. And I'm going to put the back piece underneath the window sheet, and this front piece here on the top of the window sheet. And then I'm going to grab my glue dot. This is all about, like, it's like a game. How can I hide my glue dots on this glass? It's kind of like a game I was playing, I guess. I was like, where can I stick these that I can't see them? There we go. cute. Isn't that cute? Cute little glass. I love it. All right. Now we can start assembling here. This is going to go in here. What I want to do, where did my top go? I had, here it is. Have this here. This is going to be centered. So I'm going to take this out. Yep, and I put dimensionals on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, oops, why do I keep getting multiples of them? All right, I'm going to put 2 on the outer edge here because it's going to go here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 more and I'm going to pull it out here so that I know where in the vicinity here that it's going to stick. And I'm going to stick 2 dimensionals there where I know they're going to be hidden. There we go. And then I'm going to do 1 here, like right there, just to make sure we are good and stuck. Let's see, yep, I took them all off. Now I'm just going to center this in between the whole card here. Let's see. Whoops. This is the hardest part because you've got so many different seams going on. Let's see. That's going to be decent because you're trying to look at this one and then you've got this right there and then you've got this here. It's messes with your eyes a little bit. But now it opens and we don't see anything underneath. Now what we can do with this one, place it where we think it's going to be hidden and close it. Yep. Okay. I did one of my, I guess, examples of this when I was creating it. I didn't test that and you could see it hanging out. So I was like, I guess I gotta make sure that it's not going to show. Yep, it's not going to show. Because it all depends. I mean, if you want it to be center, but it might not always be center. So you just want to make sure when you put it down, you're not going to be able to see it there. All right. Now I'm going to take my sentiment here, put a couple dimensionals back here. Let's see, I think these are too big for the this one. Let's do these smaller ones here. Hi Shelly, how are you doing? Thank you. It is a cute card, isn't it? I had so much fun with these. I love it. I love this set so much. At first I was thinking, I'm not sure about that set. And then the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, you know what? I could be really creative with that. So I had to get it. And I have had a blast playing with it. All right, I'm going to center this right here. There we go. Got that centered and that's popped up on dimensionals. And then let's go ahead and take our glasses. So this one, we have our glue dot here, so I need to make sure it's on this side. And this one, if I can get it, we have our glue dot on this side, so I need it to go here. Yep. Cute. All right, now these go up on dimensionals as well, because why not? And I'm going to stick one there so that, oh shoot, I do stick that there, right? Yep, it's there. Okay. To make sure that that piece stays. I don't want to stick it on top of the blackberry, I don't think. Yeah, because it's kind of popped up a little bit. Alright, so we've got dimensionals on that. Let's put some on this one. Whoops. Apparently I cut this side over here. I have all these little tiny ones that keep popping off with it. All right. Then one more. Okay. So, just want to make sure. I want the shorter glass to go in the back. So let's put that one down first. Take these 3 backs off. Make sure I know where my glue dot is, so I make sure that I get it all the way under there and covered. There we go. Stick that down. You can do a glue, not a glue dot, a dimensional on this if you want. It is raised and it does move, but I didn't put a dimensional on it. Usually I would, but I didn't this time. I kind of liked it flowing like that. All right, so I'm going to take those dimensionals off. Got my glue dot here. So I just need to make sure when I stick it down here, I'm not covering my ice cubes, and I am covering my glue dot. And I want to make sure it doesn't go up over this top of the card, which that's going to. Stick it down a little bit more. Can't cover our ice cubes. We worked so hard to heat emboss those. All right, got those placed. Isn't that pretty off of that pretty in pink, the way that that kind of does like an ombre effect? That's so pretty. I like it. All right, so now we have our little pieces to put. So we've got our strawberry. And for this, I put a little dimensional up at the top here. And then I used glue. Stuck a little bit of glue right here at the corner here. And I'm just going to stick this down. Make sure that's going to get on that glue. Then we have our mint over here. So this is going to go in here. And I think I've got my dimensional there, so I'm going to chop that off so I can get that under. Yep, there we go. All right, and then this one I also did a dimensional. Make sure I'm going to go here. Take that off. Get that placed right in here. There we go. Then we're going to do our cherry right here. So that's the reason the cherry is there. There is a little section there that is the mint is not covering, so I put the cherry there. And to do that, I got a little dimensional here. And I just kind of wedged it in there. And then I did another blackberry, and I'm going to cut one of these, some smaller dimensionals, and this is going to go, so it needs to go up here, because it's going to go right here. Yep. All right. So I can get this off. I am going to put a little bit of glue right here. So we have our dimensional on the outside and our glue on the sentiment strip to make sure it stays. There we go. How cute is that? So cute. And I think, yep, I did a couple berries on the inside as well. Where did my other strawberry go? I'm sure I had it. Not sure where it is. All right. We are gonna do, oh, you know what? I stamped it. That's why I don't have it. I forgot I did that. All right, so let me find the strawberry. Here it is. Take that off. Let's just go ahead and stamp it and color it real quick. And this I did blackberry, not blackberry. Hi, Kathy. How are you doing? Welcome. All right, so I'm just gonna stamp this strawberry really quick because I like to do things in threes, and that's in a 3 right there. So I'm just going to stamp that strawberry there, and then I can show you again how I colored it. If I showed earlier, if you joined late, I showed earlier how I colored all of the fruits in here. So if you watch the replay, that's towards the beginning of the video, but I'll show you how I did the strawberry. All right, so I started with the dark Pretty in Pink, did one pass on the inside here on the berry part of it. Let's see. There we go. Get that edge there. Then I took my light berry burst. I took the bullet end and I did a little bit of outline, and then I just did some dots throughout. Kind of like that. Looks kind of weird, but it's gonna look good when I'm done. And I went back to my dark Pretty in Pink and I just blended them together. Got them going here. You can also see if I had if I had the strawberry slush blends, I would have totally done that, but I don't have those, so I had to improvise. All right, and then I'm going to go back through and kind of highlight a couple areas. Do a little bit more dot because I think this one's darker. Yep, the bullet end. And the more it dries, or the longer, you know, that it sits and dries, the better it looks. All right, so we've got our strawberry there. Then I'm going to glue the blackberry here. And I'm just doing a very tiny bit of glue. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the stem or the leaves. Let's do the leaves. Stick that there. I did. That looks, is that Granny Apple? I think that's Granny Apple. No, that's dark lemon lime twist. I was going back and forth when I was playing around with this, designing everything, and I went between Granny Apple and lemon lime twist. Pretty sure this is lemon lime twist. Here we go. All right, can't forget those leaves. And I'm going to stick the last cherry right here. And we know it's not going to show because as long as we don't go over the edge of this secret C piece where the basic white is, we are good because it's not going to show when we close it. Like that. All right. Now we just have to embellish, and let's embellish with I think with this one I used some retired ones, but let's use these. These are the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So cute. I don't know about you guys, but I have been trying to use up a bunch of the my retired stuff. I have it all over the place, and I'm like, I need to get rid of some of this stuff. So as I am creating, I am using up what I have. All right, so this one, we're going to do the Pretty in Pink color. This is Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, and I think this is just clear. because it doesn't look like it has a color to me. All right, so we're gonna do a large pretty in pink. Let's put this one here. Oh, that's pretty off of that. And then let's do this guy here. He's a smaller. And then let's do one more smaller. Right. Where do I want it? I think I want it right here. Cute. And that is our final card. Isn't that so pretty? And then we also have our embossing on that piece. So fun, right? I love this set so much. It's been so much fun to play with. And I'm still playing with it because I have, I still have some swap cards to create for. What did I do with the other cards? I have this one and this one. Here's this one. The first one. So let's look at what we made tonight. So this was card number 1. It opens this way and this way. If you joined late, all of these are fun folds. Isn't that beautiful? This is from the DSP. I fussy cut those out and popped those up. And these are also from the DSP that I cut out. They're little strawberries. And I also have the embellishment, not the embellishment, the embossing on this piece as well. And on the front here. This is the glass texture in folder. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is this one. Have the texture going on the window sheets here. So it kind of gives extra glimmer a little bit, like the shimmer. This is our new foil paper. And then it opens like that. And these, the backgrounds of the drinks are cut from the DSP. Isn't that pretty? And then you saw card number 3 is this one. So pretty. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. I think this last one's my favorite. I don't do a whole lot of heat embossing, and I think that turned out like really, really good. So I'm really proud of that. I like those ice cubes. I think those are really neat. Let me know in the comments what your favorite one is. And hi. My ordering special, just to give a reminder, is from today until May 4th. If you place an order in my online store, $45 or more, pre-shipping and tax, you will get the items to make these cards for free in the mail from me. If you go over $50, then you will also get a free gift from me. And my next live is going to be next Monday, May 5th at 6:30 p.m. And I'm going to be working with the Notes and Totes bundle. I'm really excited to crack that open and play with it. I really think it's going to be really creative for me. I'm really excited. I can make some 3D things with it, and I'm really looking forward to playing with it. So you definitely want to tune in next week to see what I come up with. And if you are not already, go ahead and follow me on my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure if you are on YouTube, you are subscribed to my channel and hit that bell so you are notified anytime that I go live or post a video. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, please be sure to put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I just love bringing you cards like these. It's so much fun for me, and I love it when you guys like it too. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you next week, next Monday, for a brand new video. Bye.